Hello everybody, and welcome to Dark Souls with Funzyr. This is part 5. This is my guide for people that are interested in getting into Dark Souls, but might be a little bit scared of some of the mechanics. So off camera what I did was I farmed a few souls, and I picked up some rings for us. I picked up the Blood Bite ring, Poison Bite ring, and a Ring of Sacrifice, just so that I can show you how they work. So, for instance, let's look at the Poison Bite ring. If we hit triangle to toggle our status, since we have the Tiny Beings ring on, it will reduce our hit points by 29. So not a big deal there. But it will increase our poison resistance from 74 to 182. Likewise, the Blood Bite ring will increase our bleed resistance from 84 to 216. So that's a big jump, and later on we're probably going to want to use that. The Ring of Sacrifice doesn't actually give us any benefits to our stats. What it does instead is when you die, you don't lose any of your souls. You continue to stay human form if you are human form, but the ring breaks, and that's it. So it's something that you're going to want to use at certain points when you think you're having difficulty, or if you have a bloodstain that has a lot of souls. So one of the other things that I picked up while we were there was, while I was farming, was a Balder Straight Sword, or Balder Side Sword, I'm sorry. They are one of the best dex weapons in the game. Now to start, they're not going to be as good as the halberd, however it weighs half as much and it uses up less stamina per swing. So let's talk to Andre here.
Well, hello again. Need any?
Let's first off purchase this Crest of Artorias. We're not going to use it yet, we'll use it later. And we'll get the smith boxes so that we can upgrade on our own. Now let's reinforce this Balder Side Sword up to +5. Now it's a pretty rare drop, and I'll show you who drops it.
Neither of it.
I'll show you who drops it real quick, just so that you know. However, I probably went on about 10 runs through this area before I even got one, and I had, I think, 6 humanity when it dropped. So it's not something that you see a lot of. Let's see here, we're at 15.9. So if we drop, we didn't want to do that. Want to drop that. That'll get us to 13.1. Now we want to keep our, we'll keep that. We're still at mid-roll. But we're going to start leveling up now. We're only at level 8, so it's going to be hard to connect with other people online that want to co-op. So what we're going to do is we'll start leveling up so that we can drop our soul sign and help other people. Currently we're offline because I'm going to go through all of Darkroot Garden, and I want to show you all of it, and I want to use the NPC there. She is one of the NPCs that you can summon that will actually kill the boss for you, and all you have to do is stay alive. So this guy here with the big shield, he's the one that drops the Balder Side Sword. There are 2 other Balder Knights that are those Balder Knights in this area. They're the only ones that can drop it, and I'll go show you where they're at right now, and then we'll go down and we'll start working on the Darkroot Garden. Kick him and stab him. Alright, so one-handed, we can't quite kill him. But if we look at the Balder Side Sword, it does have an E scaling on strength. So if we two-hand it, we'll get 1.5 bonus from our strength instead of just the regular 1 times our strength. So our strength will effectively be 24 instead of the 16 that you actually see on the screen there. That's going to give us just enough to kill him. So let's pull him with our bow. And now it doesn't matter if we two-hand it to kill him. Oh. But as you can see, we did that extra damage by two-handing it. About another 20 or so. Which would have been just enough. I think it was 17 more damage, if I remember correctly. That would have been just enough for us. And we would have been able to kill the other one in one hit. So those are the 3 guys that you need to kill if you're trying to farm the Balder Side Sword. The halberd right now does do more damage for us. But we're not too worried about that right at the moment. Most of the enemies that we're going to fight, we're going to take out in just a couple hits anyway with the +5 weapon. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start leveling up. We're going to do endurance because endurance will allow us to equip more and it will also increase our stamina. That'll bump us up to level 12. It also increases our bleed resistance, and you'll notice that as we level up any stat, all of our defenses go up a little bit. So it doesn't matter, I can increase my vitality and my defensive stats still go up to the same amount. We will come back and we will definitely be increasing vitality later, but for now I want to get the stamina and the equip load so that I can get back down to fast roll. Now, I'm not quite at fast roll, but if I take off my gloves, I'm back up to fast roll. For me, I find that rolling and dodging is a more effective way than trying to block hits with my face and absorb the damage. To that end, let's go out here to the Darkroot Garden. There's some more stuff that we can definitely do here. I don't know why I like to destroy that bush. So we'll start with this guy here. So we've got 5 swings with that weapon. But if we switch to the halberd that we were just using, we've got 4 swings with it, and that will empty our stamina bar. The difference is that by using something like this, like the Balder Side Sword, if we kill something in 3 hits with the Balder Side Sword, we still have 2 hits, or we can dodge before we run out of stamina. If we kill it in 3 hits with the... One second. If we kill it in 3 hits with the halberd, we don't have as much leeway with our stamina to dodge and block, and also to add that extra damage. So it allows you to be more, I don't know, accurate with the amount of damage and where you deal it. It's important to have a proper ratio of damage dealt to stamina used. That's really what you're looking for, especially in a dex build. In a strength build, you just looking to 1 or 2 hit kill pretty much everything except bosses. So you just want whatever deals out the most damage. It doesn't matter how much stamina it takes. Alright, we're going to go down here. And we're going to hang out with the Hydra for a few minutes. Say hi to his crystal guys. These golems here, they can be a little bit tough for a new player. So if you go over here, like this, you'll see that guy falls off. And he'll just stay down there the whole time. So for a newer player, you really don't have to worry too much. You can just stand up here and shoot and shoot and shoot. But you'll see that we don't do a whole lot of damage. I haven't upgraded the bow yet. We will probably try to wait and go and get Ferris, the black bow of Ferris. However, we could level this one up. I've gone through the whole game with just the longbow, and it's a perfectly good bow for that. It's just that for a pure dex character, the black bow of Ferris scales better and ends up doing better at plus 15, especially as you raise your dex. Hey, I got lucky there. Look at that. These guys are clipping through each other, so I'm actually doing damage to both of them at the same time. That's great. That saves me some arrows too. Souls are the currency of this game, so you use them to buy everything. You also need them so that you can level yourself up. So we need to make sure that we use our souls and items as efficiently as possible so that we don't waste souls. There's an unlimited number of souls in this game, but let's face it, farming's boring. That's why I did it offline for you guys, so you don't have to sit there and watch me run the same area time and time again. However, one of the nice things about farming is it does teach you how to fight the enemies. Ooh, he gave us a present. A blue titanite chunk. We'll be using those probably not at all, but their main use is for lightning based weapons. Here, let's take a look at it real quick. Titanite chunk for weapon reinforcement. It has a powerful magical energy, and I was wrong, it's magic reinforcement, and so that will scale with your intelligence, which we are not leveling up our intelligence, so we're going to just probably never use those except to break them down for possibly other shards later. So we'll shoot this guy and bring him in. Might as well take a couple of cheap shots on him while we're at it. And here he comes. So there's one more guy. I'll pull him down here and I'll fight him for real for you so you can see how to do it in the melee style. But by far, a newer player is going to want to try to avoid actual fighting with these guys because they will hit hard. Just a few more hits and he's down. Let's see if we can break there. You see when he staggers like that? That's actually breaking his poise. Poise is something that I haven't talked about a whole lot yet. Poise is basically the amount of damage that you can take before you get staggered. Alright. So, well, that's what it indicates. If you look at our stats in the top right corner over here, our poise is 5. We can't take a whole lot of damage right now without being staggered. We're actually going to fix that soon. But let's pull this guy over here, and then we'll fight him for real. Show you how to do it as a melee. It's always better to have a ranged attack to pull them, especially down here because that right there, those water blasts, will kill you. So take a hit and roll away. Take a hit and roll away. Do not. Oh, you see that water blast hit him too. We'll run away for a moment and drink up. Take those last 2 hits. Alright. So let's get up here and get ready to fight this guy. Most new players are going to want to wait a little bit. You're going to want to level up a little bit more. If any part of this game seems difficult, it's really easy to just level up. If you level up a few levels, sometimes it makes this type of a thing easier. Alright. And we're down. As you can see, it can take a little bit of effort sometimes. It's still, I'm not a pro. I'm not as good as some of the other players out there. But that's not what I'm playing for. That's not what I'm doing this for. I'm not trying to do a challenge run or anything. I am just trying to help some of the people. Most of the playthroughs and walkthroughs that I've seen are more of a challenge run than anything else. So it's difficult for a newer player that doesn't understand all of the different mechanics to actually learn the game. So that's what I have this for. That's what I'm doing with this. I'm gonna probably just cut out my run back though. But we'll see. Maybe I'll get a lucky drop or something and I'll decide to keep it in. So everybody knows how to get back down here. A trick that I learned from watching some of the other playthroughs is when you fall down sometimes, like there, you see how my knees buckled and I stood still for a second before I recovered? I've seen that happen plenty of times, and that one of the tricks that you can do to avoid that is as soon as you hit the bottom, roll. By rolling, you'll recover faster. Alright. Do a couple shots on him. See if we can get them to clip again. So by clipping, that means that their hitbox actually overlaps each other, and that's what we want. That's a more efficient way for us to use the arrows, but what it is it's really just a glitch in the system that we're exploiting. There we go. There it goes again. This part's boring. Boring. However, as long as that Hydra's shooting at us, I don't want to take a chance. Almost there. 2 more of those guys. And let's get him. Shot you in the butt. Almost done. Just 1 more to kill. But another way to fight that some more experienced players will use is they'll actually get these guys between them and the Hydra, and then the Hydra's water bolts will kill these guys for them. Comes. So that item down there is really, it's just a trick. It's a trap. Don't go for that item. Don't go for that item at all. As you can see, I'm perfectly safe. All I need is the patience to go through and do this. Almost done. Just a couple more shots. And now we're done. So what I'm going to do is, I don't want to lose all that stuff over there, so I'm actually going to switch to the Ring of Sacrifice now. And go. Alright, now here we are. Hold your shield up. Just 1 hit at a time, you've got to be patient. Shield up. Keep your shield up. And we don't want to attack those heads just there. Just wait for an easy shot. Just 1 head at a time. A little bit of patience. That's a bad time. We'll have to take care of that in a moment, huh? Shield up, you just have to be patient for this one. we probably have our head just about off by now. But it becomes easier after you can knock a head or two off. Don't grab that. Trying to grab that in the middle of this fight is a good way to die. There we go. 2 heads down. Two heads down. About, what, 18 more to go? It's a little bit far away. We'll come back and try those again if you guys does that again. Stay in the water as much as you can. Ooh, I almost fell down the edge there. You don't actually want to lock on. You don't want to stay locked on. You just want to lock on to get your aim for your defense. You see how he fired those water blasts? That's because I was too far away when he reset his animation. So, where you're at determines that. Missed. Careful on the edge of this cliff here. Should have another head off soon. And then once you get him down to like 3 heads, life is so much easier. As soon as you knock his head off, it staggers him. Go down to 4 heads. Careful, those water missiles are what'll kill you. One more head and we should be pretty safe. Alright, so now we're down to his last 3 heads. He doesn't shoot you when you're in the water. Those were all way too far away. Be patient and we'll just take our shot when we get it. Keep your shield up just in case if one of those hits you. They're all over there. There's another head. Okay, when you get down to 2 heads, you're pretty safe. You can just take out your bow and shoot. And the chances of him actually hitting you with an attack are pretty slim. Also, as he continues to attack in front of me, if I hit the necks, I can actually knock one of the heads off. few more shots and he'll be dead. So you can either kill him by knocking all of his heads off, or you can kill him by actually killing him by doing enough damage to him. Usually they're one and the same. Sometimes if somebody has enough damage in their weapon and they overkill the heads enough, they can kill him after chopping a couple of heads off. Alright, so we knocked that head off with our bow, and he's just about dead. After he's done, I think we'll call this episode for the day, and I'll see you guys all at the next one. Just a few more shots here. As you can see, he can't touch me here because his head just doesn't go this way. So, if anybody was curious, I don't have to worry about defense. Okay. When he dies, he gives us 5,000 souls, dragon scale, and the dusk crown ring. We can also pick up the knight set. This is the starting set for knights here. Well, we're going to call it here, guys. Thanks a lot for playing along, and I'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye.